Hello everybody. Hello and welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the Lotro Twitch channel, Lotro twitch.tv/Lotro stream. I am your host, Little Redhead, and I will be running you around the Midsummer Festival today here on the stream. So I've got my midsummer flowers on, even though it's not midsummer necessarily here in the real world yet, but it is Midsummer Festival in the Lotro world. So I thought, well, heck, let's go ahead and dig on in. So I'm here on my river hobbit. We're out on an island, so it seems to make sense. So I'm on my river hobbit. This is Coral, or Coral. I had to do a double A, but I call her Coral. And so she's gonna run around here, which is the this location is called Furtherhome, and it was brand new last year, brought into the festival last year. And then this year there was a couple of extra little finishing touches that didn't get finished last year. One of them is a horse race, which some people have very strong opinions about, but it seems to be working out all right. So one of the cool upgrades we got this year is there's a dock master to get you here. So you can get to the dock master from Minas Tirith Midsummer. Also from West Bree, there is a horse there that will bring you here. Festival master. Now it does cost you 1 silver, it looks like, to get to these places. And you can also get here from Umbar Bahar Bell if you are coming from there, although it looks like it'll cost you 180 silver, whereas West Bree and Minas Tirith Midsummer will only cost you 1 silver to get here. So that is a huge improvement, having the ability to get back and forth, which is fantastic. Okay, so let's take a look at Furtherhome. So first of all, this is Furtherhome. This is the map of the island. Actually, 2, I guess, islands, if you like, with some little bitty islands in between and dotted around here. But so this is the majority of where you'll be spending your time doing things. And there is a road that runs around the island here. I guess it actually would go this way. That's where the horse race goes. I believe that road was there last year. I think I used that as a landmark. But this year is where they've added in the horse race that didn't get completed in time last year. So, so that's a happening. All right, so let's go ahead and close the map. So yeah, so let's say I have just appeared here in Furtherhome. So where do I go? What do I do? I want to go into that building there, that very big, colorful building, because that's where the quest giver is. Now, when I say quest giver, I mean for the wrapper, for the midsummer wrapper. So the cracked flagon. So we're gonna go in, this is the front door here. We're gonna go right in this big front door. And look at that, this guy right in front of us, Captain Katafos, is standing right in front of us. Now, he can, either he or, not Wenda, that's the wrong person. The woman over in Midsummer Minas Tirith. Both of these people have the ability to give you the quest, the wrapper quest. So when I pick this up, you know, let's give the 10 out of 10 thing. Let's see, does it say? No, when I finish this, it will say turn it into either her or him. So you've got options. You could do some quests here and then run around, do some stuff other places and do some other place. And so you don't have to come back to this guy specifically to turn this in. You can turn it into one of those 2 people. Either one works. You can even pick it up from Minas Tirith, do a couple quests there, and then come over here, do a couple quests, and call that good. It all works out. And it even says midsummer celebrations can be found in Minas Tirith Midsummer, as well as Thorin's Hall, Doolan, Breetown, and the Party Tree in the Shire. I'm sorry, at the Party Tree in the Shire, and Furtherhome in the Shield Isles. So lots of places you can do things. But basically there's 2 main hubs, and that's going to be Midsummer Minas Tirith and this one here, Furtherhome. Okay, so we've picked up this quest from this guy. The wrapper quest. So we've got a couple of things we can do in here. We could go ahead and pick up a pair of quests from this woman. So the first thing she has is called housekeeping. So my plan today is to go through all of the quests here on Furtherhome and show you those quests, because apparently I didn't do that last year. We were busy on just about every Tuesday somehow during the festival last year, and so I didn't stream Midsummer at all. So it occurred to me when I was going to go back and look at the quests that I did these quests, but I didn't stream it, so I had no video evidence of this quest, of this festival from last year. So my plan is to run through every one of the quests that we see here on Furtherhome, and that way you can kind of have an idea of what there is. Now, I'm still working on getting a rhythm to the order that I do things. B4 is also working on Festival Buddy 2, which is this lovely little plugin here. And currently he has a quick guide, but it's very focused on Midsummer, because that's Midsummer Minas Tirith, because that's what he made it for. And that was the quest guide that I had come up with at the time. So now we're kind of playing around with, woohoo, Festival Buddy, yes. So now we're kind of playing around with what is a good and efficient order for going around here on the island of Furtherhome. Like, what's the best way to do this? And so we're still optimizing a bit. But in general, I think we've got some ideas, so I'll do my best to follow those. And then after me on B4 stream, he's going to go through the optimization that he has with the quest quick guide that he's got made up to that point. Excuse me, and we'll be able to see, you know, how that optimization is going. I'm going to take a little cough drop. I swear, I'm fine. And then as soon as I get on stream and start talking, I think it's because of the talking. All right, so the housekeeping one here from Daroma. And she says, I'm supposed to have Bahar here to help me, but those good-for-nothing freebooters seem allergic to work when there's land under their feet. If you would like to earn some coin, I will pay you to help me with the housekeeping. We have several guest cabins aboard the Cracked Flagon, and they all need their daily tidying up. So there's 4 rooms that we need to go into. They need their bunks made and the floors scrubbed clean. It should not take long to do at all. Maybe once those worthless swabs see that they've been outdone by a visitor, they will pick up their lazy bones and get to work. I would not wager on it, though. And then it'll be removed from your quest log when the festival ends. And this is a repeatable quest that I have previously completed. That's true. And then her other quest is about seashells. She says, there is a thing that I have been wanting to do but never seem to have the time. It is not unusual for beautiful seashells to be found on the island's northern shores. I wanted to take a break and collect some of them to decorate the cabins, but my duties have kept me from enjoying the beaches. If you would bring me some beautiful seashells from Furtherhome's beaches, I would be happy to pay you for them. The best place to find seashells is on the island's north side, specifically in and around the channel. So when she's talking about that, she's talking about, yeah, this, like through here. Like, so the seashells are here and here. We're going to mainly focus on this area for the seashells, though. Okay. Now, before we clean the rooms, we're actually going to go pick up some other quests. So I came in the door. Let's just get a little bit of bearings here. I came in this door here. This is the front door. There are 3 bedrooms over here for us to clean, and then 1 bedroom that's over here for us to clean. But like I said, we're going to come back to that. We're not going to start with that. We are going to go and pick up this quest from the cook. Now, this is a quest that we are still deciding whether it's worth doing or whether it's worth substituting with something like the horse race. Yeah, Colwich. Hi, Colwich. Says, I'm still tweaking my rhythm to fit in the new horse race. Exactly. Like, so there's a part of me that's like, is assisting the cook something that you complete as you're going around doing other things anyway? And so in that case, it's worth keeping. Or is it something that could be replaced by the, you go out of your way enough that maybe it could be replaced by the horse race instead. So yeah, still figuring that out ourselves. Okay, so assisting the cook. The reason why we're talking about this is because you have to go and collect fresh herbs, juicy lemons, and handfuls of olives. And each one of those, you need to get 4 of them. And so 4 different locations. So there's 12 locations around the island that you have to go and interact with something. So that's why it's like a little bit, is this a bit much? But anyway, So this person says, "Yahoy, my friend, what brings you into my kitchen?" "Ah, Catafos sent you." "Well, that is our captain, always looking out for the crew. If you are keen on lending a hand, I do have an important task for you. I'm running very low on certain ingredients that can be found right here on the island. I need more herbs. They're leafy and bushy and easy to spot. They also smell delicious. I need lemons, big juicy ones, ripened on the tree," which is why we need to find the lemon trees. "And I also need olives, many handfuls if you please. If you can find all of these, you can find all of these here on the island, growing on the slopes well above the beach." Okay, so now we've got that one. So there's a back door over here. So we're just gonna slip out the back door. And we come to this really cool little seating area. So like there's all these people here, you know, enjoying the evening on these very gorgeous tables. But anyway, so as we come out though, we see that there is a quest giver here, Merkama. She's gonna have 4 quests for us. And if she doesn't have 4 quests from you, what you might be missing is the fishing for advice, because maybe you haven't started fishing. So I'll show you what you can do about that in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and grab all 4 of these quests because we have started fishing.
May the
All right, so
seas
building
be calm
castles.
and the winds fair.
Tell me, my friend, have you ever heard of a sand castle? Aye, it sounds strange to construct a fortress of just sand, but this is only for show, not protection. I have sailed many seas. They are real. I have seen them. Imagine if it were for tiny people. Yay tall. The woman holds 2 fingers about an inch apart and looks at you through them. If you want more of that coin for bartering, build me 4 castles of sand on beaches where other visitors will see them. It will add to the festive mood, I think. Okay. Yakovich says, "I'm thinking of dropping the helping guests quest. Too much back and forth." That's the other one that we've also been discussing. Is it worth it to maybe just not do that one? Because I agree, it is a lot of back and forth and it takes you out of that rhythm of just going. So that one probably would be more likely to be dropped than the helping the cook one. So yeah, I will definitely show that back and forth we're talking about here in a minute. All right, fishing for advice. Tell me, do you ever go fishing? Maybe there's something you can help me with. Visitors often come to me and ask where on the island are the best places to go fishing. I have no answer for them. I have spent my life at sea, but never once have I gone fishing. I have never needed to. Other people do that. If you go fishing in different parts of the island and tell me what you think, I will gladly reward you. Offering to help. Coral, I can see that there are some visitors who might need assistance, but I am not to leave my current post. Would you mind taking a walk around the harbor area and the southern beach and helping anyone who needs it? Assist them with whatever you can, and I will pay you for your time. Yeah, just 3 tokens, though. And then the last one is searching for swimming spots. This was the other one that we were like, maybe this one's the one to drop. I must linger here and be available to guests who ask for help. Many ask for advice on where the best swimming places are, and I admit I do not know. I stand here all the time. Were you able to take some time to explore the island and test out places to swim? I will reward you when you return and tell me what you learned. Okay, so that's all the quests we have from her. So just to kind of get your bearings here, we have this little pool here. I guess it's kind of more of an inlet because it comes from like off to the side over there. It comes in and then there's water here. So it's like a little inlet of water here. Very beautiful. Actually, I guess it comes down from the waterfall there. So it's pretty calm waters here. Okay, so in this little cove that we have almost, there's some fishing to be done on the other side of this bit. So there's a couple of quests we have where you have to start with the first thing, and then you finish that, and then you get the second one, and you finish that, and then you get the third one, and you finish that, and so forth. So the fishing is one of those, and the assisting guests is another one of those. So currently what I have is I need to go fishing. I got a lot of stuff on my map. I need to go fishing over here. Once I've done that, it's going to send me to go fishing over here. For assisting the guests, I need to go to this person on the other side of this pillar and then go back inside for a drink for her. And then I need to go to a person over there and then go inside and get a book for her. And then I need to go out through that arch over there, talk to somebody, come back here and get them a cushion, go back out, talk to the next person. They want a picnic basket, which is right here, but then I have to go inside the building and fill it up with food, and then I take it back to them. And then the last one is I assist a guy who wants to get buried in the sand. So That's a lot of back and forth. So the question is that enough on the path? Is it close enough that it's worth doing, or is it worth dropping in place of another one, and so forth? Yeah, B4 says, I need to do more timing tests, but my current theory is that offering to help and searching for swimming spots are the two longest. He says you can get 3 of the swimming spots pretty organically, but 2 westernmost locations are so far out of the way that it feels significant. So I think those are on my list already, right? Like, which one's swimming? Searching for swimming. So, actually, you know what? Let's just remove everything else for a second. Okay, so these are the locations where you do the swimming. So I'm here in what's this kind of central area, this little cove we were talking about, and I'm going to be running around back and forth around here quite a bit. So anything that happens in this area is probably going to get addressed, no problem. And remember the seashells thing we were talking about. So if I bring up the... seashells aren't on there. Oh yeah, tidal treasures. So the seashells, remember, I'm going to go probably up in this area as well. Also, there's a fishing thing I need to do, so I'm going to be in that area also. So the fishing isn't really a problem. So the swimming spot here, and the swimming spot here, and the swimming spot here, pretty easy to get, not a problem. The swimming spot here and here are a little out of the way. This one, not too much. So there's other things you might end up doing. For example, yeah, when we're getting into some of these, you can see how there's other rings that are nearby. And if I'm going to be doing these things here and then going over to here, then I might as well grab that on the way, no problem. But then going all the way out here and then coming all the way back in, that one takes a little bit more time. So that's where it's like, hey, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? It's really hard to say. Oh, Coolidge says, I love how the swimming responses are different for hobbits versus tall races. Oh, I didn't realize that. Coolidge says, I haven't done it with a dwarf to know if there are different responses. I'll have to check out. Skagosi says, good evening, little red hen B4. Nice headband. I think that is the right word. Yeah, it's I was trying to make a floral crown, but it does end up going back like a headband. So I agree. Floral crowns in real life don't look quite the same as they do in the game. Like, you know, this was the style I was going for when I made this last year. But it's close. So, okay. So I've picked up the quests from this lady here and the ones from inside. So what I have been doing, and I think this is what B4 and I agree on so far, is go here and make the sandcastle, make the first one. Get that out of the way. And then the first person who wants something is this thirsty beachgoer. And she says, my goodness, I am absolutely parched. It is important to consume many beverages while taking in the beach, you know. Be a dear and run over to the tavern and get me a refreshing beverage. Something strong, if you catch my meaning. Okay, so luckily I can just jump right back up there, which is nice. And I go inside. Doesn't take far. It doesn't take me far to go, because her refreshing beverage is right here. So I can just pick that up. And then run right back out. So she's not a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that off with her. She says, oh yes, do give that here. It's just what I needed now. Go, you are blocking my view. Lady. Alright, so then I jump up these stairs here. And I go over to the next quest giver, which is this person over here. Mahordo. And this person has seagulls, cats, and flotsam. Eyesores drifted ashore. So Colbert says, I grabbed seashells up in the upper left, so that swimming spot is on my way. Yeah. Makes sense. So, Eyeshores drifted ashore says, navigating the waters of the Shield Isles can be quite challenging. Irregular winds, unusual currents, and reefs hidden just below the surface pose many dangers to ships if the crew is not up to the task. Because of this, it is not unusual for flotsam from shipwrecks to wash ashore on the southern beaches. Maybe it is not so good for visitors to see these things and be reminded that journeys here do not always end in the way they planned. You would be doing me a great service if you would remove any flotsam you find on Furtherhome's southern shores. Not a problem. We have a flock of seagulls. He says, have you seen all the gulls about the harbor? I detest them. They are not but rats with wings. Worse than rats. I've seen a flock of the monsters attack a man and steal his lunch right out of his hands. Something must be done about the scoundrels before they trouble the visitors and make them not wish to return. Would you do me the favor of scaring off the irksome beasts? It doesn't take much. All you have to do is run up to them and they take flight. Okay. Now the last one is interesting. This one says, you may have noticed many cats about the harbor. I'm not sure what to do about them. Among my people, cats are believed to bring good luck. No Umbare Dormund would dare sail without one. To do so would bring bad fortune to any voyage. But it seems that among our visitors, not everyone appreciates cats as they should. Some people have complained, calling them pests, and one man claims they make him sneeze. My friend, you are a visitor. What say you? Should they stay or should they go? So now you have a choice between cat conundrum no to cats or cat conundrum yes to cats. Now before you make that choice, you might want to look at your deed log because I think it's under race, class, and social. Where is it? Well, let me see if I can find it using the deed tracker. It would be, is it cat? Does it have the word cat in it? There is a deed. No, that's not it. What would it be under? Redways? Nope. I can't remember the name of the deed. There's a deed. Race and social under Midsummer. Where do you find Midsummer? Gondor? Oh, before it says something strong like ginger? Yeah, like ginger in the deed tracker. Oh. Race and social under Midsummer. Well, let me just get rid of that because I can't remember what it's called. Alright, so race, votes, food. Here's Midsummer. Cat confusion. There we go. So, to finish the deed cat confusion, you need to do once cat yes and once cat no. When you do that, that finishes cat confusion, and you finish the deed, and you also get a title, which is confused by cats, which is great. So, thank you, honey. Ost Guruth says, funny with the difference in swimming response. I have only done it with my hobbits and dwarf. Yeah, I know before was mentioning that he was getting different responses than what he had already been tracking. So, if he was using a different race than he had done at first, then now that makes sense. Fine. Okay. So I'm going to do cat conundrum yes to cats. So you think the cat should stay? I am relieved to hear it. Removing them may invite disaster to strike. Besides, you cannot always make everyone happy. I have also heard of places rife with cats that travelers visit specifically to see them. I would visit such a place myself. Now that I think of it, I will reward you if you go around the harbor and give a tidbit to each cat to ensure that they stay. Everyone knows if you feed a cat, they will always return. Oh yeah, so this one you have to feed the scruffy cat, the slinky cat, skinny cat, smelly cat, sleepy cat, and sassy cat. Okay, so now I picked up all the quests from this guy. So I have everything from this side of the world. So I go ahead and I pop over here, and there's a scruffy cat at this intersection. So he nips at your finger as he greedily takes the treat. Now, there goes the seagull, because I got close enough and I ran it away. Now, I'm also going to run over here. There's another seagull. So I'm going to make that one fly away. Might as well get this seagull while I'm here, because there's another one. Now there's a cat right over here. Here's the slinky cat. Takes the treat, followed by a quick bath. Now this is fishing spot number 2. And I haven't done fishing spot number 1, so I need to get back to that. I'm going to go ahead and do these 2 things, which here's another sand castle. And we're on the opposite side of that little harbor, this little inlet from that place that we were checking out. So that's where we went in originally. Then we came out the side door. We've gone over there. And then we went over there, and now we're over here. So here's our relaxing holiday. And she says, fair winds to you. What is it that you need? Oh, you come to ask if I need anything. Well, now that I think about it, I would love to be reading my book right now, but I left it in my room in the inn. I'm afraid that if I leave here to go get it, someone will steal my seat on the beach. I mean, she's probably not wrong. Would you mind going into the Cracked Flagon and getting my book? I left it on the side table next to the bed. So, yes, we'll continue that quest. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to pop up, and I want to talk to a guy that's hidden behind this pillar. And this guy is Let's Go Fly a Kite.
Good day to you, traveler.
Says, fair winds to you, my friend. Have you ever flown a kite before? Watch them soar through the sky like a great bird. Feel the wind tug at the string. Harness the very air for your personal enjoyment. Oh, you're already familiar. My humble apologies. Well, then you must already know of the glorious wonder kites offer. Do you need another? There's nothing like having a new kite to make all of your friends envy you. I am Talugar, and I come from the famous city of Umbar Baharbel, bringing beautiful kites from the furthest reaches of Middle-earth to trade for a small amount of coin. These kites are of finest quality. You will think about it? That is all I could ever ask for. Of course. No, I take that back. There's one thing I would ask of you. Since you are already familiar with kites, I will offer you payment if you let loose your favorite kite and let it kiss the sky in front of the good people visiting the island. Let them see the fun you have as your kite navigates the winds like a ship soaring in the heavens. If they see how much fun it is, they will surely flock to me to purchase one of their own. Now, amusingly, he's not actually... Oh, he is a barter. I was going to say he's not a barter, but he is. I could buy a kite from him. Okay, so if you need a kite, you can buy a kite from this guy. If you need to learn how to fish, you can talk to these folks over here. So you can learn fishing, and I think... Can I also learn bird watching? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, if you need to learn fishing, you can come over here. So at least you've got that also as a possibility. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get my kite out because I want, let's see. So these are all the locations where I need to fly a kite. So there's 5 of them, it looks like. One of them is right in front of me. One's on near the other side where I need to go do fishing. One of them's over there, and there's a cat over there I want to talk to, so that give a treat to. So that works out. And then there's 2 out here on the beach where I'm going to be interacting near where I'm going to be getting like the flotsam and interacting with the people who need some help with things. So right now I kind of want to go ahead and get my kite out. Oops, because I want to make sure that unfortunately my thing is right there. Okay, there we go. That I don't miss it. You know, might as well be running around with the kite. Now, at the end of this lane here, where we found our our kite guy, is the skinny cat. So, skinny cat eyes you suspiciously but purrs as it takes your offering. Here's another seagull. Goodbye, seagull. Here's a seagull that is slightly out of the way, but I usually pop just right over there and get it anyway. Okay, so now we're over to this area. It popped up and said, this looks like a good spot. It looks like a good spot for fishing is what it's trying to tell me. So, yeah, pull out my handy dandy fishing rod. Do some fishing. Now, usually you get a quest item. So it will show up right there. I got a thing. And if you try to interact with it, it doesn't do anything. It will say quest item, and you click on that, it says it does have no effect. But you'll want to make sure that that's what you get, because you can also get, many people should see you from here, because see, I'm standing on top of this bridge. That's for the kite. You can get, instead of the fish, you can get tokens. And if you get tokens, you didn't get the fish, and so you need to fish again. And you can't unlock the next fish area until you've done the previous fish area. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, I want to go and fly my kite on this little bitty piece of beach, which is right here by the end. It's past the doorway. It's past the ship that we could use to get here. So just on this little bit here, it says, was that kite envy you just saw? And then when I come back up from it, there's a couple things I can show you. There's the smelly cat. So I give the smelly cat a treat. They swallow the treat whole and rub on your leg. And then the race begins right there. So if you want to do the race, it's right around that corner there. Okay, so now I'm actually going to come back over, though. Captain Crunch for lunch says, it's nice to see there is still a community for this game. Lots of people running around the city. Absolutely. This is very busy at the moment. I need to go pick up that woman's book. So I'm actually going to go in the cracked flagon, excuse me. And remember how I said there were 4 rooms that we needed to clean up. So we're going to go to the furthest one over. Now I'm inside and there's no kites thingies in here. So I'm going to just drop my kite for right now. All right, in this room, there's 2 beds. There's a bed there and a bed there. So we're going to clean the bed, possibly kicking somebody out of it, and clean the dirty floor. This room is done. So we leave, and now we go back to the other side of this space where there are 3 rooms. 1, 2, 3. So now in this room is where you find the woman's captivating book. So remember to pick that up, which is why I waited to do these rooms until I had picked up that part of the quest where I needed to come and get her book. Because I thought, well, I might as well just do both at once, you know. Okay, so we've tidied up this room. Now we'll tidy up the room next door. So again, it's going to be one bed. Hello. And 1 dirty floor. And then there's 1 more room, and it's right over here. Some of these items you can get for your housing, by the way. I believe the beds in the various different states you can get as a housing item, so that's kind of fun. Okay, so now I've actually finished tidying up. So theoretically, I can go ahead and turn this quest into her. Now, I'm also going to be coming back later to turn in the seashell quest to her. So there's no rush, but you know, might as well get it out of my quest log. Why not?
And the winds fair.
She says, "Back already, Bahar. I'm glad someone around here will do some work. May you be an example to others. Here's the payment I promised. It will need to be done again tomorrow if you want more." Okay, but now I have the woman's book. So we're going to go ahead and head back outside. And this door's open, so we'll just go out this way. So while I'm here, I might as well talk to a sleepy cat, give them a treat. Sleepy cat purrs as it takes the treat and goes back to sleep. All right, I've got my fancy kite going. Now, remember that we have swimming holes to do, and it turns out this is one of them. So I'm going to come a little bit closer onto the beach, and then I'm going to make a beeline for that relaxing holiday goer. And I should encounter the water here. Somewhere right around here. There you go. The water is deep and people are just watching you possibly drown. I guess that's what it says for Hobbits, because I've seen that one a bunch of times. All right, but we're going to give her her book. She says, "You found it. Thank you so much. I've been eager to read what happens next. Clear skies and swift sails to you, my friend." All right, so now she's reading. Now, we have fishing over here to do. People here don't seem to notice your kite. This was another kite spot, so that gets that sorted. But we do have a fishing spot right here. This looks like a good spot. So this is fishing spot number 2. Now my pole disappeared, but that could have something to do with the kite. Oh, this guy didn't get his. He's going to stand up in a minute. Oh, no, he didn't do it this time. Sometimes he stands up and throws a little bit of a tantrum, and it looks like he's going to break his pole in half. Okay, so we got 10 Midsummer tokens. So this time, I didn't get the fish, so I still need to do the fishing in order to continue to advance this quest. So that did not count as an advancement, but I got 10 tokens. So that ain't bad. Oh, did I miss it? Trying to catch a good angle because my pole was missing. Let's see if I can make sure I can get. That's what I'm looking to have my character do. I may have missed it. All right, yep, we just missed it. So we'll try again. So when she gets jerked forward, that's when we need to remember to push the button. Synchronized fishing here, me and my cohort here. Oh, okay, there's me. Cool, cool, cool. Sneaky says, "Hey everyone, hello. Welcome." All right, caught a fish. All right, so now we can move on. So now my usual plan is then I just follow this pier around and make my way to that opening that we were looking at earlier. And I'm just going to keep flying this kite. I'm going to keep an eye out for cats. I'm going to keep an eye out for seagulls. So I think we've already gotten credit for that one. Here's a seagull. And then here is a cat, the sassy cat. So we give the treat to sassy cat, who snaps up the treat, hisses, and runs away. Now I'm going to follow that sassy cat. So now we're coming out onto this southern beach that they were telling us about. So we're coming out onto this area, this stretch of the beach here. You can see these lovely waves coming in and so forth. And what we have out here are piles of flotsam, and those are located all the way along past there. We have 3 different sightseers we're going to be helping. This one right here. Oh, and people are impressed with my kite. We're going to be helping that one over there, and we're going to be helping that one over there. So people wanted to see my kite here, and they want to see the kite just after the dancing guy who wants to be buried in the sand. Where's your bathing suit? She's not wearing a bathing suit. She's all dressed up in the flowers from spring. Next hobby, surfing. Oh, right? That would be cool. Okay, so I'm going to go interact with this flotsam here and tidy that up. I'm not sure where I'm putting it. In the pocket, I guess. Now, interesting thing is, so the anchor point for it is down underground. If somebody else comes along before that anchor point disappears, they can still interact with it, but it might disappear during your interaction. So there is a little bit of multiplayer interaction happening there, so you might end up being like trying to touch it and then it goes away while you're trying to interact with it. So just be prepared for that. Okay, so this is the next person offering to help. He says, "Bless me, you nearly gave me a fright. Do I need anything? Well, if it's not too much trouble, I could use something to sit on. I'm enjoying the view very much, but the sand, I hate it. It's rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. I think those folks over there with the blanket have the right idea. Could you perhaps bring me a cushion of some such?" Sure. Now I'm going to go ahead and get on my mount, which means my kite goes away, so I don't get credit for any kite doings. But I want to go ahead and do this flotsam here. So I got that one, and I want to go back and grab this guy's cushion. And it's just, the cushion's right inside there, so that's not a problem. Now the cats, we have interacted with all of the cats, so I'm going to take that off of my thing here in a second. So I want to go in here, and so if I hadn't already interacted with the sleepy cat, I could do that now. And then I can grab this cushion, which is in a stack just out. So the door is there, and then there's this trio of people talking, and the cushions are stacked there. So I went and grabbed a cushion from that spot. All right, we're going to go ahead and take Cat Conundrum and Yes to Cats off of my list. Seagulls, we've also managed to get all the seagulls we wanted. So that'll just help us keep things a little bit more tidy as we're running around here. Okay, so now heading back out to the beach to give that guy a cushion. He's an unsettled sightseer. All right, Anakin, here is your cushion. He says, "That will do perfectly, thank you." And then now he's sitting on the cushion, which, to be fair, I can't say I have a problem with that. The hopeful suitor says, "Greetings, my good river hobbit. Since you appear to be assisting people, I wonder if you would do us a small favor. I dare say I did not plan our day well, as it would have been a perfect day for a picnic, but alas, we do not have a picnic basket of food. If you would, nip over to the tavern and fetch us a picnic, would you?" All right, so remember we pointed out that picnic basket before. So this is where the going back and forth part that's been talked about is like, is this the quest to maybe not do? Because there is a lot of back and forthing. On the other hand, we're right here. And so, yes, we're going back and forth, but it's not that far, right? We're really close by. Okay, so we're going to grab this picnic basket. And then we got to go inside because it says you found a basket, but it's empty. So we got to go inside and have a chat with the cook. who says, "A picnic, you say? Oh, they appeared to be courting." The man chuckles as he takes the basket and begins to fill it. "I have just the thing. A bottle of wine, some cured meats, a variety of cheeses, water biscuits, and a few figs. That should do them." And now we have a filled picnic basket here on the floor that we can pick up, and we have our quest item with us. And we'll just go right back out that back door. And so then I just need to go back out to the beach. So here's where the race ends, by the way. So if you're doing that horse race, you pick it up over there, and it takes you around the island. And if you do on the beach, if you do it all the way around, like on the beach, you come through that way. But there is you could also, there's a place where you can pick it up, and it takes you up there, and so you would come down from here. But either way, this is your final poles to go through. Okay.
Greetings,
So it says,
traveler.
"Oh, this is perfect, my friend. Thank you ever so much, and send my regards to Saglem." I think that's the cook. All right, so now we have this queer merrymaker over here who's dancing about. Looks a little bit like Scenario.
Tonight, wine,
Isn't this
food,
island such a
and
magical
friends.
place? I
Tomorrow,
heard that beachgoers have
come
been
what
known to
may.
enjoy themselves by burying each other in the sand. Buried in the sand, I say? Well, I say to myself, I think I would quite like that. Only as the buryee, I have no barrier. But now you have come along. I charge you with the task of burying me in the sand. So, we do so. So first we are burying him in the sand. More, the strange man demands. And so we bury him a little bit more. There we go. And he's all the way up to his head. He thanks you with a sigh of happiness. I mean, the sand is pretty warm, so I can see that might be all right. Okay, so now this is another place where they needed to see my kite. So that was why I was like, we're going to walk across here with the kite. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop my kite because I've done all my kite spots. Let's Go Fly a Kite is done. Okay, so the next thing we generally tend to do is I'm going to continue along the coast here and finish with the Flotsam and Jetsam and the sand castles. So those guys and those guys are all right in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and keep working on that. Yeah, Cool Witch says, "I have forgotten to pick up the filled picnic basket so many times." I know, right? Because it's such a multi-step process along there. It's like, I've gone and picked up the basket and forgotten to go inside and get it filled. Yeah. Okay, so you see that person just did the flotsam, so I can still touch the anchor, but by the time I do it, it actually gave me credit for it. Sometimes that doesn't happen, you know? Okay. So we're going to grab this flotsam, maybe. That time, I did not get it in time. It had already disappeared, so I had to wait for it to reappear, but now I can get it. And Sneaky says, "Yeah, I've done that too." Nice. All right, here's another flotsam to clear up. And we have a good place for a sandcastle over here. So that's 4 out of 4 sandcastles. So we're done with the sandcastles. And now we pick up the flotsam. And that should be the last of those. That's 6 out of 6. Conveniently, we are right near a big pool where we need to go swimming. So we're going to go swimming. See what they think of this. It would be a lot nicer if the water was more shallow. Now, as it turns out, there's a ramp right there. And some of these things that we need for the cook are along that ramp. So we're going to start heading up that way. So we were doing the... Let's see, what's it called? Not fishing for advice, but I'm going to put that on there because that's up at the top in the middle. And it's by a waterfall. It's great. But to get up there, you gotta... there's like... Yeah, you gotta remember to do it while you're up there. Assisting the cook. That's what we're doing. We're going to grab that. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the things that we are finished with so we can see it a little bit better. when we go to the map. Midsummer Welcome? Oh, I didn't talk to Elisar in Midsummer. Oh. Minas Tirith. Okay, so now we're going to go up this ramp, and already we run into some fresh herbs, which unfortunately you can't pick these up while you're mounted, so it's gonna oops, didn't mean to do that either. I'm gonna be dismounted every time I go anywhere, so I might as well just stay running for a second. Because we got some lemons, and then we're gonna go forward and get some fresh herbs. And then we're gonna pop over here and interact with this lemon tree. Which one is that? Oh, on here. Which is the lemon tree? Oh, maybe I think it's up there. Okay, so now we're just gonna turn around, and so there's this sightseer here in the road. So I came up like from there. I came up this way, and then went across to that lemon tree, and now I'm gonna kind of like catch the hook and go continue up. So kind of taking a sharp left, basically. So funny thing is, this sightseer is running all over this road, looking around at things. And if you come by doing the race, he's like screams because he doesn't realize that he's in the middle of the racetrack and runs out of the way. And it's really kind of funny, actually. So that's new this year. That wasn't, so this racing business wasn't finished last year. So these poles and things weren't here last year. So that's a new addition for this year. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some stuff off of this tree, some olives. There's another fresh herby thing. Now, as it turns out, we are like right up above where we started. So there's the big cracked flagon. There's the area that we took some quests from the person over there and then went over there. This is that cove that we were swimming around and hanging out in. So we did some fishing fishing number 1, and did our kite. That's the boat you can come in on. So you've got some really cool views up here, but that's not what we're up here for. We're getting stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna keep following the racetrack, but I'm looking for monkeys. And actually, can I get there from here? Actually, I think I can get there from this big bush. Yeah, okay. So this big flowery bush is also a nice landmark. And I could be mounted up. Let's do that. But where I happen to be is at the top of this waterfall. So it's cool. There's like waterfall coming down from up there into these gorgeous trees. And then there's a piece here, and the waterfall falls off the edge, and that's where it goes down towards the where we saw it earlier. It says this looks like a good spot. So anywhere in here seems to work as far as I can tell. So we're gonna do some fishing. Cool Witch says, I find it funny to hear the sightseer scream as you race by him. Sneaky says, the horse race is fun, harder than the horse races in Bree and Shire. Yeah, it's definitely, well, it's new and different. So I'm still figuring out how to do all the things. Now, see, it didn't tell me I caught a fish. It told me I got a quest item. Which is a soggy coin pouch. A coin pouch filled with, from the turbulent waters of the Shield Isles. Surely a great treasure lies within. Now I'm looking at this, and what it turns out is I see that it's bound to account. So in theory, because it gives Midsummer tokens, I'm wondering then, because Midsummer tokens do have a cap of 250. This character currently has 132. So I wonder if I was like in trouble if I could pass it to a different character. But I'm going to go ahead and open it, and we got 10 Midsummer tokens. But what that means is I need to fish again. We're not done. Yeah. And if I even look at the fishing, it'll say catch a fish near the waterfall above the harbor. So we know that I'm still working on it. Cool Witch says, yeah, I find the lower path really difficult Before says, I also find the horse race harder, but I'm also not sure how much of that is not knowing paths to avoid obstacles, like how you can ride on the rocks on the left to avoid some of the muddy terrain. Yeah, that's my thing, is I've only run it like twice so far. We'll do it on stream today. And so I don't know the race as well as I do others. Oh yeah, so after I went ahead and crossed the waterfall, I finished crossing it, did my fishing, and then there's a couple of things to interact with up here. So there's that olive tree I just did, and then way up here is a lemon tree. So I'm just missing, and there's this cute house here, up at the top. So we are like up here, basically still kind of overlooking everything. Oh, and as it turns out, there's like a path down. Is it here? There's a path down to the back side of the town that I didn't realize. I just found it like yesterday or something. But we don't need it because we're still working around. We still got a bunch of stuff to do. So we're up here on the top. And so my plan is basically to come out of here and head back towards these things and keep working. Now, in theory, and this is a question I have thought, is would it make more sense to go over there, do those things, and work my way back around? I don't know. I think we'll just go ahead and keep going forward. So I'm going to go and try and find, what's that one going to be? Assisting the cook. Yeah. Because I still need 1 lemon and 2 olives. So I usually just go back across the waterfall. There's a big rocky spot that you can go across. And get back towards the path. And then let me make sure everything is on. And then I just follow this path because there's an olive tree right here. And then let's make sure these are all checked. Okay. So we have assisting the cook down below us here. And then we have swimming just after that. And then more assisting the cook after that. And then a final swimming over there. So I have a tendency to just like find, although assisting the cook, I only have 1 of each left. So I don't know if I need this one or if the other 2 at the other end would satisfy this. I don't know. But what I'm trying to go to is, I think I'm going to miss it. I think I needed to go up there actually. So maybe we will end up trying to go the other way and see how that works. All right, well, let's go to the fishing, which is, or sorry, swimming, which is that way. So I need to go around this. This is part of the race here now. Alright, so I think it's out. Yeah. Oh no. What did I do? Oh no, that was cook. That's why. The swimming is, yeah, straight in front of me, basically. It's out in that, it's like in the darker blue section, I believe. There's entirely too much water here. All right, so we're going to swim back so we can mount back up and keep running. So we're going to skip this and try and see if I can get it from those 2. Which I think if I recall correctly, I can access from, as you come around here, if you're like kind of following the horse race backwards, there's again a little slip of a road that goes up. This is where the road diverges and you could take that way to do the horse race, but I'm going to grab this tree here and shake it loose of some olives. So yeah, so if you're coming along with the race, the horse race, you get to like about here. And then you can see that you can go either up that way, which takes you into the interior, or you could go this way where you stay on the beach, but you have more obstacles to jump and stuff. But I want to go this way just a little bit more because up here is another lemon tree. So I didn't need that one that I couldn't find anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so now we're done with the cook's ingredients, but I still need to go way, 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 way out there and go swimming. So, and that's where, what was it, Sneakies or Coolwitch? You guys were, one of you were saying that you go out here to do seashells, And then it has double meaning, you know, then you're not just, doesn't feel like you're just wasted time to just go to one. But it's way out here. Feels way out here. On the other hand, it's probably like 20 seconds. So, you know, maybe not that far. What a dangerous place. This was a mistake. All right, let me swim back. And then I do this next section, which does seem like it takes a little while, which is then I ride all the way over to this area so I can get this stuff. But I don't know if there's any quicker way to ride over there. And in fact, sometimes I even just follow the racetrack. Just go around these downed trees and things. Okay, so this is about the point where you start finding seashells on this shore. And so that's about the time when you want to go to that little bitty slip of an island there. It's all right here, but way too deep. So that takes care of my swimming situation, because there's 3 things I'm doing here: swimming, seashells, and fishing. So it's already told me this looks like a good spot, so I'm definitely going to be doing my fishing here in a minute. So I'm going to grab these 3 seashells first. Okay, so now I'm ready to come and do some fishing. And if you're not sure where the fishing is, you can always look for that little sparkly thing and fish in that direction. Good. There we go. That was fast. Okay, I caught a fish. So, time to swim back, because I'm done with everything here except for seashells. And there's no more over there, but there's plenty of them along the coast as we go over on this way. So, I'm going to keep, there we go. Now, if it would keep me swimming through the water, so I get off on land because I can go faster on land than I do in the water. There's another one. That's 6. He'll be 7. And then 8's just ahead of me right there. Are you cutting vegetables?
Cutting a cucumber and the carrots.
Would you mind cutting me some carrots in circles? In disc form? All right, thank you. Excellent. Okay, so now I believe we finished everything. So bring the ingredients, bring the seashells, bring the fish, talk to yeah. So we've done everything that we came here to do, basically, at this point. We should have enough quests to turn in. I think we actually have 11. So let's see, we turned in the 1 already because we went ahead and did the housekeeping one while we were there. Here's the beginning of the horse race. We'll come back to that. So what I tend to do is I start just kind of working my way around. Now, I have people, this person here, I have 4 for her. I've got like 3 for the guy over there. I've got 1 for the guy over there. So in theory, I actually could just start over there and make a circle. So this is part of that, like, still figuring out the optimized way to pick up, turn in, do in that order. But this is our kite guy. So let's go ahead and turn that in here. You return. I saw you flying your kite from here. You have excellent form. Here's your reward as promised. All right, so then we'll go backwards around and we'll come talk to the cat and seagull guy. So, flock of seagulls. You've scared them off? Have you really? I still see some hanging about. They just returned. That is unfortunate. We will continue doing this every day until they understand that they are not wanted. Thank you for trying. Eyesores drifting ashore. The flotsam has been cleared from the shore. Thank you for your help. Make sure you come back tomorrow, as there's always more washing up with the tides. True. And then cat conundrum. So when you approach him, and this wasn't probably very obvious, but the yes to cats, no to cats automatically finishes when you approach him, but then you still have to turn in the cat conundrum quest itself. By approach, before says it means stand on top of him. I'm not on top, I'm nearby. It says, okay, so you return for your reward. Do you think that was the correct decision? Anyway, I do not doubt that the same choice will have to be made again tomorrow. Cats are inevitable. What a great... I feel like I need a t-shirt that says that cats are inevitable. Oh yeah, so if you're up on the waterfall and you just want to get here for whatever reason, you can just throw yourself down from up there, basically, because the waterfall's right there, and you can kind of fall down over here in this area. There's also, like I was talking about, behind here, there's like a little ramp that you can take, very clearly intentional, and that brings you up to like this area. I'm not sure how that's helpful, but it's kind of cool that it's right there. So that could be something else that's a piece of the optimization options, you know? Hard to say, hard to say. Okay, so making our way still around, we're going in a clockwise formation this time. So let's go ahead and turn in our stuff to Merkama. Building castles. You are a very capable castle builder. Well, thank you. Your method is flawless. Unfortunately, such fortresses rarely withstand the tides, and they will all likely need to be rebuilt tomorrow. Probably true. Fishing for advice. Look at all those fish. They were all caught from different places? That is not very helpful, but at least it seems there are many good fishing spots here. Yeah, there's no one place to send people to. Offering to help. Everyone has gotten the help they wanted. Thank you very much for helping them. And by them, I mean me. Now, we have 9 quests already turned in, so this will be number 10. Searching for swimming spots. So, how was the swimming? You tell her that the water is dangerous and visitors will surely drown. Currents could pull you away, waves could pull you under, and the sea is full of deadly creatures that can bite or sting you. Well, to be honest, you are not wrong, she says. As a mariner, I usually prioritize staying on the boat and not ending up in the water. I do not understand people who go in the water on purpose, but when they ask, I need something to tell them. I suppose I can just tell them to be cautious and choose a swimming place with safety in mind. Many thanks for your help. Alright, so we actually have 10. And so now the wrapper quest does say, talk to Phalith in Minas Tirith Midsummer, or talk to Captain Catafos in Furtherhome in the Shield Isles. So yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier, how you've got that option. You can turn it into either one. We're going to go in the side door here. And then, oh yeah, we still have to turn into the cook. So we've assisted the cook. He says, ah yes, I could smell the herbs before I even saw you coming. I will take those. Thank you for your help. Here is a reward for your effort. So that's number 11. And then we can go over to this lady and turn in the seashells one. She says, oh, these are handsome shells indeed. They will do quite well. Thank you. So that's, what is it, 12? All right, so then we'll turn this into this guy, the wrapper. He says, very good. I hope you're enjoying our festivities for Midsummer. As a small token of thank you for sharing in our celebration, allow me to offer you this gift. Join us again tomorrow, won't you? Now, I am working on the, Uber wrappers. I've already done the first round of 3. So this is my second round of 3 that I'm working on. And I'm at 2 out of 3. Celebration of Midsummer. So, so that particular quest is called a fondness for festivity. That's the intermediate that I'm working on. So once I've done 3 days of the wrapper, that will finish the fondness for festivity intermediate, which will finish this other quest I have, which is the Majesty of Midsummer, because I need to complete the fondness for festivity intermediate. Now, it mentions that there are 12 days worth of a fondness for festivity and in celebration of Midsummer participation quests. So plan accordingly. So that means that there is the beginner or introduction, whatever it said, 3-day wrapper. Then we have this intermediate one, 3 days. Then there'll be like a, I forget what they normally call the next one in between. But there'll be a third one, and then there'll be a final one. So Advanced. Yes, probably. Okay, so intermediate, advanced, and then final. So just be prepared to have those if you're trying to complete those. Now, we've done all the quests here. I mean, we've turned in all the quests that we picked up. Oh, there is a quest that I picked up that I did not talk about, though. Back inside... Well, I'll just tell you, the main quest giver, he has another thing called Gathering Quests. And this is a daily quest that you can do. It says he's made a list of places he would like someone to visit and promote Furtherhome. You should pick a location to go to. So once you've picked up that quest from him, he has a big old list. And so I chose from him gathering guests at Minas Tirith Midsummer. It says find potential visitors in Minas Tirith Midsummer, which I have not done that yet. So I still have that for when I go back to Midsummer, Minas Tirith. But instead, I'm going to get stuck on an invisible wall. Okay, instead, I'm going to go over here and we're going to try the island race. She says, fair winds to you, my friend. Do you ride horses? In the fair land where I hail from, we take great pride in our breed of horses, highly valued not just for their speed and endurance, but also for their courage and loyalty. We have a long history of grand competitions where riders display their animals and their skills, and I wanted to bring such an event to Zir Akhtar's visitors. If you think you can handle one of our fine steeds, you are welcome to give our racecourse a try. I warn you, though, only the most skilled of riders will be able to master such a tricky path in the amount of time we have allotted. The rules of the race are very simple. Race through each gate, and you must not fall off your steed before the time runs out. You will find obstacles and challenging terrain, but it's also a wonderful way to see the island. When you see two gates next to one another, you must choose which path to take, be it high or low. Each path has its own benefits and hindrances. Do you feel up to the challenge? Only the most spirited riders should even attempt such a feat. It is sure to be very dangerous, but you have an adventurous look to you. So sure, we'll give it a try. I think we'll try and stay on the low path today, so that way we can see what that looks like. So, we're cruising along. So far it makes sense. Yay. Race to the second gate. Alright, here we are. Race to the third gate. Now, the game has caught up to be showing me on my mini radar where these gates are. So that's good. So I could jump over that, I suppose, but I'm just going to go around it. And then we have this one. Again, I could probably just go around it, but I'll just jump it. It's fine. Now this is where we get to those tall grasses that we were running through earlier. And it seems like I got a little speed boost there. So I'm not sure what that was all about. Like, how did I get the speed boost? What did I do to earn that? Not 100% sure. So that's where I had to choose high or low, and I chose low. Looks like I'm going over to that and by the water. Okay. And this one, you're on these ramps. But I think they give you a speed boost if you manage to catch it. I just keep running into the edges of them. That's part of my problem. It bonks me back and forth. Blah, like that. Alright, there's another gate. And you can see my little bar here is getting close, but we're going to make it in time. You have won the Shield Isles Midsummer Run. Yay!
May the seas be gone,
It says, excellent riding. I'm very
winds
impressed.
fair.
Take these tokens in reward of your achievement. Which begins a deed. Seaside Sensation. 1 of 10. Complete the Shield Isles Midsummer Run. And if you do that, you get 4 Midsummer tokens, 500 Virtue Experience, and I get a title, the Sea Horse Master. Sea Horse Master. So, that's alright. Okay, so now I'm just around the corner from this area in town. So I can just pop back here and be ready for tomorrow. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to switch over to another character and set her here. So let's switch over to one of my other festival characters. So we'll do Kaylee. We'll bring her in. Okay. Do, 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 do. And some of my characters I've been just hanging around over in Minas Tirith, and other ones I've actually been coming over and doing over here. So I'm not sure where she's at. We'll find out in a minute. But I've done on this server, I've done all I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters I'm working on, and they've all done the first rotation. So, okay, so if I was to continue and doing the festival here in Minas Tirith, I could go ahead and I've got the quick guide up from doing Midsummer Minas Tirith, so I could reset this, and then it allows me to start all over with the Minas Tirith stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the wrapper here. Whether you join in the revelry here in Minas Tirith or in far-off lands, it is certain that you will find yourself among merry company. We only ask that you celebrate in the spirit of Midsummer. Sure, I'll go and pick that up. Now, a lot of times, the first thing I do is I pop in here and go ahead and do the city stables.
Yes.
Because it's just right here. I have a remote quest. Oh yeah, because I finished the wrapper, so now it's giving me the next wrapper. And just remove those off for a minute. And it'll pop back up here. This one will pop back up as soon as I, interact with the quest itself. So now I've got 6 horses. I need to either brush or give them an apple because they're so good. So good, be well behaved. They're good dogs, Brent. Except they're horses. Big dog. Here's a well-behaved horse. I want to pet that dog. Alright, there's another one. We're going to brush him a little bit. Now, would I ever stand behind a horse like that? No. I would not stand behind a horse like that. That is a way to get kicked, and I am not interested in that. But we will pretend that I'm brushing them and stuff from the side. Alright, so that finishes that one. So go ahead and turn that in. And so let's go back out front. So there's 2 things going on out here, and I haven't actually played around with the differences. I've noticed that we have a festival travel to Furtherhome, and I think that just takes me there immediately. We've also got this person sitting here, which is, are you ready to travel to Furtherhome? The first thing you should do when you get there is talk to Captain Catafos. Ready, then let us be off, and it travels you immediately. Oh, but I wanted to check, do I have... don't have that one quest, right? Midsummer. Yeah, I don't have the quest about finding guests. Oh, and this person is also in the Prancing Pony. But I'm like, what's the difference between her and this? Because this also takes me directly there. And that was free. But a funny thing is, if I want to take the Dockmaster, I got to pay to go back.
And the wind's fair.
Say, what? Let's close that for a minute because I'm going to go do 2 things here. I'm going to go inside and pick up that quest from this guy. A midsummer getaway.
Fair winds to you.
Oh, this is the one that sent me here. So if I'd clicked on her, she would have sent me there immediately. It's basically, welcome to Furtherhome. It's beautiful here, is it not? I beg your forgiveness, but this is a new venture for my crew and I, and we could always use some help. While you are visiting us, if you would like to chip in and assist the crew with their duties, you'd be well rewarded. We have many of these midsummer tokens that we have come by from our neighbors in Gondor. They're of no small value, and they can be exchanged for many wonderful gifts. If you lend us a hand, you can earn some of these tokens. Many, in fact. You can speak to Daroma, the cook, or the cook Sakhalam, Oh, here in the Cracked Flagon, they always have things that need doing. Outside, you'll find Markama and Maghordo, both who have more work daily than can be done by one person or two. I also may have something that you can do for me now that I think about it. Ask me later if you like. Don't worry, I use the word work lightly, as everything is more fun when you are at the beach. Am I right? Please accept this small welcome gift for coming to Furtherhome. Enjoy your stay. Okay. So then now I'm going to grab from him this gathering guests daily quest. So he says, tell me, would you be interested in helping me? Unfortunately, this undertaking would have you leave the island again, but I have no doubt that you can find your way back. It may also have you traveling to far-off lands, some of which may be a difficult journey. The more experienced a traveler you are, the easier it should be, I think. What I need is more people like Ikhajat, going out into the world and finding others who might want to visit Furtherhome. Someone to help spread the word that this is a wonderful place to visit and all are welcome here. I have some specific places in mind where you could go to find people who might need a holiday in a warm and friendly place that has many good wines. In fact, I have made a list. Would you like to see it? So you accept that quest and then you check in with them again. And now here's the big old quest options. So you can travel to any one of these places to interact with NPCs and try and be like, hey, you should go check out this island. So let's see what places I have. See if any of these line up. So I can travel to Rivendell, Avendim, Estelden, and Ost Guruth pretty easily because I have mustering. He wants me to go to Breetown, Kellendam, Dale, Edrus, Galtreb, Hall of Vernozal, wow, Hern, Minas Tirith Midsummer, No Bottle, Ost Guruth, okay, Ost Guruth I could do, Surrey Kyla, the Party Tree, 21st Hall, and Trestlebridge. Alright, we'll do Ost Guruth because I can go there. He says, okay, so to the east of Breeland, there's a desolate wilderness known as the Lone Lands. There lives a people called the Eglain. I have read they chose to live among ruins instead of cities or villages, rejecting the life of more cultured people in favor of the freedom of the wilderness. I would like to meet such men. It is akin to choosing a life at sea instead of the comforts of Umbar Barhabel. I hear many of them can be found in Ost Guruth, a ruin along the Great East Road. Go there and find someone who might cheerfully accept an invitation. Mind that you do not bother too many people who would not be open to such a journey, or people will think you are a pest and grow to have a poor opinion of us. Okay. Sure. So let's go to Ost Guruth and check this business out. So, and I did some of these last year, but I haven't done any of these this year. So I'm a little rusty on this part. But okay, so here's the deal though, is that when you see these people, they're going to have like, they're going to be emoting a little bit. It's not Frederick the Elder I'm looking for. Oh, but it seems to want me to go this way. There we go. There's a potential visitor. Yeah, so apparently there's some emotes they might do to indicate whether they're bored and looking for something to do, or whether they're already pretty happy with what they got going on and you don't need to be pestering them. So like this guy might be doing okay already because he's looks like he's in a conversation, or maybe he's grumpy and he needs something to do. Not sure. Let's try this person first because they're standing there by themselves and kind of looking around. So maybe they want something to do. All right, so let's invite her. Uh-oh. Eglain bothered, 1 of 3. That's not good. So if I bother 2 more people, we're in trouble. Well, this potential... One sigh is... one emote, a sigh is one emote to look for. Okay. So is there anything about like in the general area, or it's not telling me what they're doing. Are you sighing? You look grumpy. What about you? You want to go? Have you lost your mind? No, she says. Okay. Well, that's not good. All right. Well, I only see 2 more potential visitors to choose from here. Let's see if there's anybody else nearby. I don't see like there's anybody else to talk to. All right, so either this guy who's in conversation with the armor smith. He's got his arms crossed. I don't know. If they shake their heads, says Skagosi. Like that? Maybe this guy's interested? What else do you want? Bother someone else. Uh-oh. Looks like I may have not got it. Well, I failed. Okay. But I found Ost Guruth. Good for me. Alright, well. That didn't go well. Let's go back to Midsummer Minas Tirith, I guess. Sigh, shaking head, or scratching head, I think. Well, none of these people... Oh, there's a head scratch. Oh, should ask that guy. So sad. Okay, well, I need to get back to there. So I could go to Bree. That's the Shire. Or I could just take this Minas Tirith one and just do it from there. Okay. Alright, so according to the wiki, before it's pulled up, for gathering quests daily, ones who need a vacation will sigh, shake their head no, scratch their heads, etc. The ones who are happy where they are will laugh, nod, and do positive emotes. Well, I didn't see either of those things happening with those people, so maybe I'm just missing out.
Umbar is
All right,
a
send me
free
back over to
city at
Furtherhome.
last.
Let's try this again. Yeah. Now, is it random? Like, does it resort every time, or is it always the same person? Oh, it's random. That's what I'm hearing from before over here. Oh boy. Now, let's see if I can do this, or if I have to wait till tomorrow. Like, if you fail, are you just, like, out for the day? Oh, no, it's gonna let me try again. Retry.
Fair winds to you.
Alright, let's go back to Ost Guruth. Try again. Let's see if they act differently once I get there. Okay. So, potential visitors. Okay, this guy looks scared. I'm not sure about that. Are you not supposed to interact when the rings go off? Or they do emotes when the rings go off? Oh, I'm hearing that they emote when the ring is off. Okay, this guy nodded his head yes. So he's not looking to go anywhere. She nodded her head yes, so she's happy. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking it's one of the four that is like the right one. So just out of potluck, I happened to get the wrong 3 last time out of 4. You know. Okay. Oh, there was a sigh. That looked like a sigh over there. Alright, let's try this guy. Yay! Completed gathering quest, Ost Guruth. Woohoo! So, there's 1 out of all of those. So if you complete that quest, the deed, not only do you finish the deed, but you also get some Midsummer tokens, and then you get a title, The Relentless. So that's cute. Okay, so now I want to go back to Midsummer, but my milestone doesn't cool down for another hour. So let's go somewhere else. We'll just go to the personal home, because we can get to a far-ranging stable master from there. Yay. Now, that is a daily, so I can't do it again tomorrow, just FYI. I mean, today. I can do it again tomorrow, not today. Those are the words I meant to say. Can't do it again today. But we can go turn it in, I believe. The daily part. Yeah. The gathering quest daily. So the invitation part auto-completed, but the wrapper did not. So...
Hello there.
You know what? If you send me to... Can you send me to Furtherhome? What's it called? Nope. They can't send me to Furtherhome. But they can send me to Minas Tirith Midsummer, and then I can catch a ride from there. So that's fine. Okay. So, oh, we don't need to go all the way over there. Well, whatever. Oh, hey, can I get rid of
Hail!
this? No.
Have you come to heed the summons to war?
No.
May
Return
the
to
seas be
Furtherhome.
calm and the winds fair.
All right, send me there. Back inside. Okay. And to the guy. And we turn in the daily.
May the seas
And he
be
says,
calm,
ah, thank
and
you.
the
You returned to
winds
me.
fair."
I hear that you were successful and brought us another visitor to the island. That is wonderful. I knew I could count on you. Here is a reward for your trouble. It was trouble. Oh, gathering quest weekly. What is this?
May the seas be
Complete
calm,
gathering
and the
guests
winds
7
fair.
times. Oh. I need more people like Ikajat going out into the world and finding others who might want to visit Furtherhome. Someone to help spread the word that this is a wonderful place to visit and all are welcome here. Do this 7 times and you will be well rewarded. Cool. Now, I can't... Well, I guess I could use Mithril if I wanted to redo it, but I don't feel that strongly. So, that's it. Oh, but also notice that the daily resets in 8 hours, but the Ost Guruth one resets in 7 days. So, I can't do that. I can't go and do the same one over and over again, unless I want to pay Mithril, to get the, to just work my way through that. Also, to do the deed, you have to do every single one of them anyway. All right, so let's try the horse race, but let's try going up at that divide rather than down and see what that
Good
looks like.
day to you, traveler.
All right, here we go. Someone in the world was asking what the plugin manager hotkey is. Like, it's whatever you bound it to, but no. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I went ahead and assigned it to a thing on the bottom of my bars down here. All right, so far so good. And then coming into the rushes, we get a little boost. That's fun. And then I think it's right around here. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go left this time. And now we're going up through here. A shortcut, it says. However, it's muddy, and there's all these branches and stuff. And so it's not nice. So I don't know. The road ahead is very muddy, it says. Yeah, so I haven't figured out if there's like a way to kind of avoid some of that. Like if I go over the rocks, does that help? Or anything like that. Oh, here comes our sightseer guy. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. He's up ahead of us. Ready? Indeed. And then we're still around the same part of the bar as we were the last for the other person, so I don't know.
Good day
But
to
there we
you,
go.
traveler.
Excellent writing. I'm very impressed. Take these tokens in reward of your achievement. Yay! Dun, dun, dun. So, and then now I have that deed also bestowed. Complete the Shield Isles Midsummer run like 10 times to get that deed thing done. So now this character, I've actually done, let me remove that and remove that. I've actually already done 4 quests now. So I really only need, you know, 6 more in order to finish her 10 for the day, for the wrapper. Now, I could do more if I want more experience. Every one of these counts, every one of these gives you experience towards that LI reward track. And so every single quest that I'm doing, because it gives it to me on my level, my character's level, it's giving me a really good amount of legendary item experience. In fact, let me scrunch this bar a little bit so we can see where I'm at. So I'm already into box number 23, and that is just from running these 5 characters through the festival. Now, some of the characters, like I have extra time one day or whatever, that I do, you know, all the quests in Furtherhome, and then I go do all the quests in Midsummer, Minas Tirith, just because, you know, I've got the time for it. I'm also, because I'm trying to level these characters, so I've also gone into the wallet and gone down to the perks here, and then I'm using my destiny points for accelerated experience. And so at the bottom where I've got blue bar, if you use destiny points, it adds more on to the end of that bar. Let me see if I can level her and show you that. So we'll go ahead and
Fair
pick up
winds to you.
a handful of
May the
quests from in
seas be
here.
calm.
So we've
and the
got both of
winds
those from
fair.
her. I mean, we'll go ahead and grab the cook just in case we do
Fair
manage
winds
to,
to
like,
you.
go across all those things. And then we should have 4 quests from this lady. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and grab
Umbar
those.
is a free city at last. Fair winds to you. Umbar is
And
a
again, we'll go ahead and
free
start off like
city
we did
at
before.
last.
So do the
Fair
sandcastle,
winds to you.
help the person here.
Ah, well met.
Go inside, grab her drink. Take it out to her. Whoa, get stuck on a pillar. That should be in the guide.
Welcome.
Get stuck on pillar. Actually, I don't do that every day, so it doesn't need to be in the guide. We'll pop over to this guy. Grab a couple
Fair winds
things.
to you.
The
Umbar
cat
is
conundrum
a
one, I
free
can't remember which
city
ones
at
I've done
last.
yes and which
May
ones
the
I've
seas
done
be
no.
calm,
Well, I
and
do
the
yes
winds fair.
first. I
Fair
guess what I
winds
should have done is, for the first time I was doing it, is do no first, and then they'd have it done. But I didn't do that. So there's a lot of characters where I don't know if they need yes and no, if they still need the no, because I've only done the yes. So yeah, at some point I'll go back and double check before the end of the festival for these 5 characters. I'll probably make sure that they've all done it, just to make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Fair winds to you.
Alright, she wants her book, but first we're going to grab the kite. Hi, Casper. How are you? Uh-oh, I've run out of slots. Dun dun dun. Well, we can do... I think a lot of these are intro quests that it won't let me drop, which is kind of annoying. Like, if I cancel this, I think it just pops right back up. Let's see. Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting to go turn that one in. Your quest tracker is full. And I guess, do I really need a birch tree or a woven brown rug? Not really. I think I'll go ahead and just cancel that. Fair enough. Okay, so now I got a little more room. So let's go ahead and, yeah, talk to the kite guy.
Fair winds to you.
Alright, that threw me off my rhythm, man. Alright. Let's go do fishing, and then we'll bring our kite out. Whoops. Although, we're going to go inside and get that lady's book. Whoa, where's my fishing thing? Normally I have it on the bar. Interesting. Let me go back into character, hobby, make sure my thing's unlocked, put it on my bar, make sure my thing's locked. Oh, then what? Does she have a fishing pole? Does she have a fishing pole? Don't know. Yes, there's my basic fishing rod. Excellent. So she learned how to fish at least sometime in her life. There we go. Sneaky says, I can't complete the cat quest because I don't want to shoo away the cats. Aww. Well, they come right back, so, and they get fed the next time you go around. So I think it's okay to shoo them away once. You know, maybe you could just pretend like they're laying in the sun and they're not paying attention to what's, you know, like, you got to help them get out of the sun because they're not paying attention. Okay, but we did catch a fish here, so now I can, whew, almost throw myself off a pier. Let's get a kite out, because the counts for the kite right there. I'll tell you what, we're gonna probably put the kite away in a second. Yeah, I think we're gonna just put that away. Cool Witch is the opposite. Oh wait, so now we're coming in to clean the rooms and get the book. So here's the book. Some people just don't like cats. It's very sad. There's a friend of mine who's also that way. She's a dog person. Doesn't really care for cats. And it's really sad because there's lots of times I'm like, but my cats are being cute. And she's like, yeah, it's not my thing. I'm like, fair enough. I can appreciate when her dog is being cute, but I'm not really into dogs either. So, you know, I do my best to appreciate. Occasionally, though, I ended up interacting with a dog that I'm like, all right, this is okay. Aw, Glorfingwis says, I love them both. Nice. All right, so then we just have one more room, and that's on the other side of the front door. So over here, I end up just hopping over tables. I feel kind of bad about that, but there's not really a clear path. But this is a giant room with 2 beds. We only have to do one of them. All right, so that one's done. So now we can go back out and give the lady her book. And since we're going to do some swimming, might as well just go through here. I should bring the kite back out. Can't do that while swimming. Interesting. I didn't know that. Sneaky says, I had a cat for 15 years. Passed a few years ago. Still miss him. Aww. Yeah. I was thinking about that, and it was like, when's the last time I had a cat for that long? I had lots of cats when I was a little kid.
Good day to you,
But why
traveler.
do I not have the build? Did I not pick up the build castles? No, I did. Oh, maybe I already built that castle. Anyway, at one point, I was 8 years old. I got a cat when she was still a kitten. In fact, I knew her mom when she was a kitten. So yeah, so when Klimba grew up and then had kittens, I got one of hers, and we had all sorts of, you know, fun and interesting names for cats for a long time. We had a Aslan and Gandalf pair of brothers one time, and like, we just had all sorts of fun cats. And then the one that I got when I'm 8 years old, I'm like, well, I named her Fluffy because she was very fluffy. And I mean, it's true. It did suit her. However, that's the cat that lived for 16 years, you know? Oh, well, so it goes sometimes. Okay, so I've done the fishing and the fishing. And now let's go help the people out on the shore. Yeah, we're going to feed a sassy cat real quick. See, the sassy cat runs off regardless of whether you give them a treat or chase them off. So, you know, I think you're fine. I think you're fine doing that, Sneakies. Because the sassy cat's just going to do their thing. So you could think of it not so much as shooing as, like, I don't know, saying hi and they're really not interested. Alright, we gotta go find a cushion for this guy. So now these cats we got when they were like 5 and 7, although they may have already been 6 and 8. Because we think they may have had their birthday and that wasn't necessarily marked on their stuff because they were there for like 2 months in the shelter, and I think they had their birthday over the time that they were there. So we may have they may have been listed as 5 and 7 because that's what they were when they got there, but somebody forgot to update that when they had their birthdays. When, you know, they ticked over. So I'm going to, I think I figured out that they were actually 6 and 8 when we got them. But anyway, so that means we're not likely to have them for 16 years, but hopefully we'll have, you know, they'll make it to be 16 years old. That'd be
Hello
nice.
there.
Okay, so again, we're doing the helping quests.
Come, my
we're picking up
friends,
the
come,
flotsam
come.
and jetsam on the shore. All that good stuff. And, oh yeah, this is the basket one. So this is the one where we gotta remember to pick up the basket, take it inside, get it filled, and pick it up once it's full. So, all of those things. Alright, so now I gotta tell the cook, hey,
May
can I
the
get a
seas be
basket?
calm and the
Thank
winds
you.
fair.
Excellent. We are sorted. Alright, take the basket back. Whee! I think we're done with seagulls. We could actually turn that in if we're back that way.
Tonight,
Alright,
wine,
now
food,
we go bury the
and
guy.
friends.
And so what I often
Tomorrow,
do is I'll come over
come
here
what
and
may.
while I'm interacting with him, I'll go ahead and, while I don't have a bar that I'm dealing with, is go ahead and dismount because I want to go ahead and walk forward and get the credit for this for the kite there. So, do the people here appreciate your kite? Question mark. That makes me want to. Makes me. It thinks like the answer is no. Is that what they're trying to tell me? Let's see. Oh, I missed a. Oh, I missed the sand by the inn. Okay, we'll head back there at some point because we got a cat to talk to anyway. But I think I can go ahead and put my kite away for now. I don't particularly like flying with the kite too much because it's it gets in my field of vision. Before says I did it once for my completionist, the yes, the no business, and now I can feed them every day as an apology. Very nice. Like it. All right, well, we might as well swim here. See how that goes. This would be a lot nicer if the water was more shallow. Glowfinger says, I wish kites flew higher. I try to use small ones. Well, that makes sense. Most of my characters only have like 1 or 2 kites, and so I'm like, well, I'll just use that then. You know? Because most of these characters, I'm just trying to level them for the completionist needs, for hitting certain levels, for hitting level 130 on the completionist track. So once they get there, I'm basically not really playing them anymore, and so I don't feel a need to go and spend a lot of tokens and stuff buying them kites. If I'm gonna buy anybody kites, it should be like my main character. I should buy her some more kites, and it's possible she has them all. I'll have to look into that. Hey, our sightseer's wearing a different outfit. The other guy was in more of the teals and greens, and he had a hat. Yeah, Glowfinger says they get in the way of my view in a major way. It's a hassle. I get it. I don't use cosmetic pets too often. I did them for a while. I used them more often, but then it seemed like there was like that lag situation where the pets were causing a little bit more lag. So I kind of stopped using pets so much then. Also, I spent a lot of time hanging out in social situations, and they make a lot of noise. And so it's like, oh, there's the monkeys I was looking for. So these are the monkeys. And then there's the fluffy bush. So you turn here into the stuff, and that's how you can find the waterfall. Anyway, Yeah, the cosmetic pets just make a lot of noise, and that gets distracting sometimes when you have, you know, role playing that you're doing. So I have a tendency not to bring out a pet very often. Although my main character, there's a story now about her and the cat that she has. So I do bring that cat out on a more frequent basis than I used to. Before it says, some of my alts have a distressing lack of options when it comes to kites, so I do what I can with them. My main has better options. Counterpoint, says before, cosmetic pet turtles are adorable. Yeah, they kind of move a little fast for role-playing purposes, though. So I don't know. Alright, so let's head back down. We're going to skip that one, right? Because that is... Yeah, we're going to skip that one. We're going to go try and go swimming. Oops, I forgot to get mounted. Sneaky says, even though I have what I want from this festival, I still do the quests because you can always trade them in for other festival coins if you're short. That's a great point. Yeah, no, that's true. I could always pop over to the party tree and talk to Berginda, I think? No, that's one of the Rohan people. Becky Burdock? Pretty sure it starts with a B. Anyway, there's a person over at the party tree that you can talk to, and you can exchange tokens. So yes, that is a fair point. Okay, we should hit it. There we go. There's entirely too much water here. Run away, run away! Yeah, before it points out that, yep. Oh, I didn't realize these guys would chase you. Or they chase after the person at this who's racing. That's funny. I didn't realize that was a thing. Wait, where am I? What am I doing? Oh, I want to get the food. And there should be another one up and around the corner here. And then we're done with the cook stuff. So yeah, before it says, yep, festivals that I'm better at, such as Yule, Harvest Math, etc., subsidize others, such as Anniversary, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna go out to that big old swimming place way the heck out there. I just keep throwing myself off the side. That's how this goes. Sounds like the neighbors might be partying a little bit. I'm wondering, is there football tonight? Oops. Let's see. I don't have the actual full schedule, but I do have. I'm tracking the different groups and grabbing the scores to see where that's at. What a dangerous place! This was a mistake. I did end up watching the Dutch game the other night, where it was Netherlands-Japan. So that was exciting. It was actually a really good game. It came out as a tie. Spoilers. But they were pretty evenly matched. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Colwich says, I may have to do that. All my alts are maxed out on tokens. Just trade those in for others and continue to accumulate Midsummer tokens. Exactly. Yeah, I did spend some time yesterday on a character that had maxed out tokens, Midsummer, and bought a few more things for the house and stuff like that. But yeah, I should start doing a trade when that gets to that point. Okay, so now we're at kind of this little bitty islandy thing here. So we got 3 things we're doing here. We've got a swimming. It's all right here, but way too deep. We've got a fishing over in that area, or anywhere probably. And then we've got seagulls. So we're doing all of those. Before says, regarding cosmetic pets moving too fast, I'll bet SSG could do good business selling pet rocks. Bring them out and they stay where you put them. If you get too far away, they'll snap to you and then continue being motionless. That's a funny idea. Alright, so let's see, what is today? Today is June 16th. Oh, I should be paying attention to the fishing. Gotta watch out for this. There we go. 16. What do we have planned today? I don't see anybody on the list for today. Oh, maybe on the other groups. Oh yeah, Group G is playing today, and yeah, the later other groups are playing today, but not the Netherlands. Not again until the 20th, I think. So a couple more days. Not till Saturday, I believe. Right. So why are they playing loud music? I mean, it's a Dutch summer, almost. We were before and I were having this conversation earlier, actually, because it's like it's summer. I'm like, technically, it's not, and it's been cold, and that's part of our conversation. And I said, well, technically, it's not summer yet because summer doesn't happen until the solstice, and the solstice hasn't occurred yet. It won't happen until the weekend. So, you know, so it's not technically summer yet. All right, cool. We got all our seashells. I need to feed a skinny cat and a smelly cat. And there was a place that I didn't do the kite. So this is where I can come back and do it. It's no problem because we're, again, back at this beginning space. I've already done the horse race. Can't do it again until tomorrow, I believe. Yep, 7 hours, 7.5 hours. Yep, I have to wait till tomorrow. So here's the smelly cat. Swallows the treat whole and rubs on your leg. Okay. You're welcome. Alright, this is the stretch of land that I forgot to fly a kite on. And then, I'll put that away. And then I think, wait, which cat did I miss? Skinny. Where's Skinny? Well, we'll just start going around and turning things in and I'm sure we'll run across them. Skinny cat's one of the ones in this interior area anyway. Might be this one. Yeah, missed this one. Hello, Skinny cat. Eyes you suspiciously but purrs as it takes your offering. Alright, we're going to turn in the kite.
Good day to you, traveler.
Still haven't leveled up. Come on. Meow. Cracks me up when you run by the cats. They're like, meow. It's apparently not cat-like enough that it gets the attention of our cats, though. Okay, so watch this. When I get closer, I will auto-complete. Bong. See, that one just went ahead and finished. Deed bestowed. Oh, I still need to do no to cats. Okay, so let me leave that up for a minute because I'll go ahead and turn in seagulls. Now I've got room on my tracker, so I'm going to add that to my tracker. And I can pay attention and do that tomorrow. And we'll know. There we go. Okay. There's a leveling. Raw. So then I was going to show you on my bar at the bottom. You see how there's blue bar till about half right now? It's because I've bought some extra with those perks. So if I go into the perks and hit accelerated experience, you can have 5 active at a time on a character. So if and I currently have, I think, 2 of them on this character. So I go ahead and hit it and watch the bar at the bottom. And use Destiny. Bam. Do you see how it just added a whole bunch? I'll do it again. See, so it's giving me like accelerated experience, bonus XP. So every time I finish a quest, it's, you know, it moves me further on that bar. It uses up some of that extra XP. So I'll do one more just to get it going. So now it says next use 1 hour and 13 minutes. So based on the last one that I clicked to give that to her, it has a time limit, so I has to wait for that timer to finish, and then I'll be able to add it on. But again, I can only have 5 of those active on her at the same time. But that's each character. I can do that. So I have actually put it on a number of, you know, characters. Oh, stop telling me that. I don't want to go there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and turn these in, and let's get a bunch of XP. Because, yeah,
is a free city at last.
Since we are trying to level her.
To you. Good day
Excellent.
to you, traveler.
And we'll go inside. Oh, Almost always, like, there have been times when I just run right by this cook and forget to turn in my quest to him. I only think about him when it comes to that picnic basket. I don't know why. It's really kind of funny. But, okay, so we did the
Good
housekeeping
day to you,
and we did the
traveler.
title treasures.
Good day
What's
to
the
you,
one tell me?
traveler.
Ah, I did 60 Midsummer quests in Minas Tirith and across Middle Earth. That was there's a new emote for if you complete a deed that you get that little tree. It's pretty cool. All right, and so I have done 10 or more things. So let's turn
Farewings
that
to
in.
you.
And that is it for now. Couldn't. I thought he had like an actual ring for me, but no, he's got his bartery ring, doesn't he? Doesn't it look like it wants me to interact with him though? But no, everything is on the timer, so he is not. There he is. Now I can see the timer on his head. All right, so that's everything for that character. So that's one more through the festival. So that's 2 out of 5 so far today. So that's 2 out of 5 during the stream. That's not too bad. So okay. So we have managed to run through the Midsummer Festival on the new island of Furtherhome on stream, as opposed to last year, where we somehow didn't manage to do that on stream. So now we've got some video clips that we can come back to if we're like, wait, how did that work? What was I doing? You know, all of that business. So hopefully, if you're ever trying to figure out like what's going on or where do you find things or, you know, any of that business about the stuff going on at Furtherhome, hopefully you can, you know, refer back to this and have that help you a little bit. Oh, you know what's funny is we're not on Peregrine. I've had that whole top up this whole time. We're not on Peregrine. Just ignore that. We're actually on Mary. Doesn't matter necessarily, but that's where we are today. Okay, and then we finished a deed, which was something. Oh, it was the Midsummer one. That's what we finished. We saw that come up. So that was cool. So, okay. And also this is just beautiful, isn't it? Now, I don't know if they need to call the hospital next door. When the kids is really not happy next door. So I don't know if this Dockmaster is a permanent year-round feature. Could be the case, which would be why it costs to get here.
Good day to you,
Because
traveler.
normally what they do with the temporary ones is it's free, right? Like the one in Bree, I'm pretty sure is free to get here. The one in Midsummer, Minas Tirith, is free to get here. So I think it's because there was some discussion about maybe making a permanent way to get to Furtherhome so people can do role playing here during the off season. So that might be part of why this Dockmaster is here, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that's like a year-round thing or if that's just temporary during the festival. So we'll have to find out. I know MVP is the Lotro developer who did I'm not sure if they did all the work or if they were like in charge of it, but like this is their project. The Furtherhome stuff, addition to the festival. So they were talking about possibly adding some year-round transit to here because that was a request by the community. So we'll see. We'll see how that comes together. So Crossfade in the chat says, hello, can you purchase the new expansion in the Lotro store? I don't know. And unfortunately, if I pull up the Lotro store, it probably won't show me, but we can look. Because if you already own the expansion, I'm pretty sure it doesn't show it to you in the store. Yeah, if I was on an account that didn't already have it, I could check. I don't actually know the name of the new expansion. So my completionist character is so far behind the current stuff that I don't pay that close attention. I mean, I get it so I can get all the goodies and stuff, but I don't necessarily pay attention to the names of what they are. So what is it? Is it account maybe? Kingdoms of Harad. Oh, good. Oh, thanks, Hordrick. It is available for 29.95 Lotro points, so 2,995 Lotro coins in the store. So there you go. You're welcome. I'm gonna guess it's not gonna show me much. Yeah, it's not gonna show me the Kingdoms of Harad on mine because I already have it. It's gonna show me some other stuff. But hey, that's an interesting question. What is the freebie this week? I forgot what it is. Oh yeah, 100% crafting XP tome, and the coupon code is making waffles. So just copy and paste that into the bottom here. Oh, it's behind my head. Down here where it says redeem code, you just copy that making waffles, and then you just paste it right here where it says redeem code. Hit the little present. It'll add it onto your. It'll give it to you directly to the character that you're on. So if you want it to come on to a different character, make sure you switch to that character and then do that. What are the sales right now? There's this deep memories or deep places packs that have like some cloaks and what else they got it? A memoir of Moria and Isengard cosmetics for all your characters and 5 Moria cosmetic cloaks. And Roderick points out that the item buff for that crafting XP is 10 minutes, so use wisely. So, yeah, so those are the memoir packs. It's about Moria-themed cosmetics with cloaks and such of that sort. And then there's some war steed accessories. Oh, pardon me. Goodness. Oh, looks like the stat tome selection boxes are on sale. Or at least that one is. The agility one is. That's nice. Every so often I'll do that for my main character and get some more stuff going on there. Oh yeah, character slots are on sale right now for 50% off. So if, like some people, you had more characters than you had character slots after all the consolidation of the servers, now's a great time to get a couple more character slots, because what happens, for those of you who haven't encountered this, is if you transfer characters over to a server and you don't have the spots for them, they basically kind of go into storage, and you can move one out, but you have to move another one. You have to basically create a spot, and then you can move one out of storage. That's the only time when you have the ability to get access to them, I believe. So this would be a great time for those of you who ended up with more characters than you had character slots during transfers to get some more spots so you can get those characters out of storage. All right, well, we're going to finish up here. So if you have any last minute comments or questions, now's the time to put those in the chat. After I finish this stream, definitely stick around, because B4 is going to be streaming, and he's going to be talking about plugins. And he's going to be doing some plugin development on Festival Buddy 2, which is this darling right here. So yeah, Hordrarik has a question, so feel free to pop that into chat. Oh, and Crossfade says, currently sitting at level 142 on my hunter, and I'm just coming back to the game wondering what line is best for leveling and where should I go, as I've completely forgotten how to play this game. So Crossfade, I would say I enjoy blue line on my hunter, and I do main with a hunter, because it gives you a lot of mobility. Now, the red line will give you more distance. It gives you 10 meters more of distance, whereas the default is 30. With a red line, you've got 40. So you can hit things before they can see you, which is nice with red, but most of your red line abilities have an induction time. So you are static while you're waiting for that induction. And so I have found that with the blue line, even though I am maybe a little bit closer in that combat, I have more mobility, and so I'm enjoying that. Now, where to go? I mean, you could just go somewhere that you haven't been in a while, like, you know, go to the wilds of Breeland. So, for example, like, oops, I went too far. Like, just go over to Breeland, and up in, like, the top, well, the Wildwood up here is like a level 40, 45 area. Nenharn is like 25. Trader's Wharf. Oh, that's all part of the Wildwood. So, you know, maybe just go and do some quests. You could just go to the Wildwood. You can get there from Trestlebridge. And it's a nice, newer area. So it would be things that you haven't experienced before. But like I said, it's like a level 45 area. So everything's going to be gray to you, but it would kind of give you a chance to remember how to do various things without, without a lot of pain involved if you mess up, you know what I mean? And it give you a chance to do quests and remember how to mount and find things and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's kind of what I would do, is I would start somewhere lower level than the 142 just to play around with things and, yeah, just see how that goes. So, and it's also pretty self-contained, the quests in the Wildwood and the storyline in the Wildwood. But there are achievements and there's things that you can... yeah, there's a whole thing that there's things you can unlock and stuff like that. Oh, any specific way you should do your points. So, and then, okay. So I would do blue if I was you for Hunter. There is over in yellow, like a trap or two that's I find really useful. I put down throwing down a trap from time to time. For these things, yeah, I don't know that there's anything really particularly strong that you need there. And when it comes to the traits, yeah, there's going to probably be some things that you're like, maybe I'd rather have that than this or whatever. If they have the little sword, that means they're going to be physical and tactical mastery. If they have the little shield, they're going to be maximum. They're going to add to your morale for their passive bonuses. And then for their primary bonuses, yeah, you'll just want to look through and see if something clicks for you. If you're like, oh, I keep dying a lot, maybe some max morale would be nice. Or, oh, things are being able to hit me. Well, maybe some, you know, extra defense or mitigations or something would be nice. So yeah, I would just, but the thing is with these is whatever 5 you have up on top, you're going to get their main bonuses. And then everything else that you have, you know, got any points in down below, you're going to get their passive bonus as well. So make sure you just kind of keep rotating through on what you're earning on, so that way you get some passive bonuses on everything. Now, some people will max up 5, get them to totally maxed out before they even touch any of the others. I like to mix and match a little bit. I like to get a little bit of everything. Do whatever makes sense to you. Let's see. Okay, so Horadric had a question. Said the deed guests gathered. I'm a level 37. Am I able to do it at this level? I don't have many connections at the stable. Yeah, that's a great question. So I think, yeah, Coolwitch said you could always ask a hunter for a port. That's probably a good way to get around. Or just do it next year. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that says you have to complete it all in 1 year also. So, you know. Okay. So, and also, oh, Herodric also points out for Crossfade is there's a website, Lotro HQ, like I think it's lotrohq.com. Oh, look at that fish kite. That one's so cute. And there are suggestions on builds on there. I do actually use Lotro HQ for doing my legendary items, because you probably need to redo your legendary items. So they're going to look like this. And you're going to need to go to Rivendell for that. And they're going to have all these empty spots in them, just like this one does. Because I haven't really worked on it with this character. Not been a priority. But basically, and legendary items are a whole nother thing. But basically, there are 4 categories of slots that you're going to see here on this legendary item. There's the heraldic tracery. You get one of those on each of your legendary items. So you probably should have 2 legendary items. So you're going to get one of those on each of those. You're going to get word of power. That's category 2. And that's kind of a generic thing also. Word of mastery, that's going to be specific to your class. So it's going to be very hunter specific. So that's where you might want to look at it and be like, you know, oh, I really enjoy, you know, this kind of approach, or I really enjoy this type of play style, or I really like using this one particular ability. So that's where you might fill in with things that then reflect that play style that you're into. And then word of craft, that's the 4th category. And those can give you some bonuses if you double up, feel like you have the same thing and the same thing across. So again, Lotra HQ is also really good to help out with that stuff. Lotra HQ, the information comes from people submitting the information. So if nobody's giving new information, then what's there is old information. So just as a heads up on that. So, okay. Bum, 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 bum. So Crossfade and Horodric both say thank you very much. You're welcome. Yeah, and we are here. Before and I are here every Tuesday, and we've been playing together since 2019. Since January of 2019, we started playing Lotro together, and so we've done a bit of stuff in the game. The one thing I think is really fascinating about Lotro is that it's so deep, there's so much going on, that there's no possible way for one person to know everything. But what we do is we can know bits and pieces of things and, you know, have deep knowledge in certain areas. And then other people can come into the chat who also have knowledge of other things. And then we cross-share that with each other. So you are welcome to come back, hang out in the chat, and ask any of these questions anytime. And especially if you come by when there's no festival going on, I can go and hang out in Rivendell and show you the legendary things the whole stream practically. Because that does confuse people sometimes. Because just keep in mind that you have your legendary item, you have traceries, which are the little square things that you're going to put into these little square slots. But then these square slots themselves can be upgraded, and you use, what's that stuff? It's in my enhancement runes, which look like, do I not have any here? Oh, they all got put away somewhere. Sorry. They look like they have like a little arrow basically kind of on them. I don't have any on my right now, sorry. But the enhancement runes are what you use to increase the level of the slot. So the order you want to do things is basically get the traceries in there first, because they will automatically raise the slot to their level. So you can see mine right now say level 45 with a maximum of 415. So right now my slots are 45, so I could spend the stuff to bump them up, but that's a waste, because as soon as I put in a tracery that is anything close to my level, it's going to bump it right up to like 400, and then I can keep working on chipping away on it from there. So that's the order you want to do things, is you'll want to go get the traceries, put them in, and then use the runes to upgrade the spots. Yeah, and there's lots of different ways you can get those traceries. One way is you just go to Rivendell. There's a library. You just buy them straight off the shelf. There's 4 tiers, though, of them. There's yellow, which is crap. Don't buy yellow. Yeah, anyway. There's purple, which you can buy for just... Yellow and purple you can both buy for the currency, which is... What's that currency name, y'all? It's like right on the tip of my mind there. Ancient script. So ancient script, you have a max of 10,000 on that. Thank you guys. Crossfade Ginger, thank you. So for ancient script, just straight up, you can buy the yellow and the purple. So if that's the situation and you want to buy the purple, don't bother buying the yellow. But then the next one up is like a blue, teal, cyan, light blue kind of color. Those are nice. But those take a specific cracked. There's the cracked and shattered. So that combined with some ancient script will get you the teal one, cyan one, and then the other cracked or whatever will get you the gold. And that's what you're aiming for, is the gold traceries. So if you end up with boxes like you see in my inventory over here, and these came off of the legendary item reward track, you'll see I have, are these all enhancement rooms? There we go. So like this sealed tracery, it tells me right there that it's incomparable. That's that blue cyan that we like. So if you have these boxes, you can open them up and they will be of the type of things that the character that you're on can use. So I'm on a burglar. No, this is Kaylee. What is she? She's a warden. So if I were to open this box right now, it would be something that I as a warden could use. And some of them are a specific level, these tracery boxes, and some of them are open-ended. The open-ended ones will open them up at the level that your character can use, like the highest one behind it. So you want to be cautious about over exuberantly opening all these boxes. I tend to save them, and then when I'm ready to fix a character, I use them. So like this enhancement rune, legendary again is that gold. So anyway, lots of information we just threw at you. Good luck with that. Come back next week with the next set of questions and we'll see what we can do to help you out on that. So, all right. Well, don't need to stop the conversation though, because B4 is going to pick it up right next because, yep, he is coming on with his Plugging Along stream where he's going to be talking about Lotro plugins, and he'll be working on Festival Buddy. And then I believe he's going to show you some optimization that he's been working on for Furtherhome here and ways to go through it as quickly as possible. So we're still figuring out what's the best pathing, and maybe there's other things that we haven't even thought about yet. But yeah, so let's get that a start. So thank you everybody for joining me today on Heart of a Hobbit here on Lotro's twitch.tv/Lotro stream channel. And I will see you all next week here. And then I will see you in the chat in just a moment while you are watching B4's Plugging Along stream. All right, thanks everybody. See you in a few. Bye-bye.